We left off 255 yesterday. It's a question, how much you have to spend. So the Mechaber had cited two positions. That if you already purchased an esrog, and then another esrog presents itself, and either in size or in beauty, whatever it is, so a person for hidur, you add a third. And a third, the Gemara, according to the Mechaber, is melagav. It's a third. That means you paid 6, so you add 2. Okay? So he says you have an obligation to, if you could exchange it. That's only if the seller is willing to exchange it. But to purchase another one, you have no obligation to purchase another one. You have 2. You buy the more beautiful one, as long as the second one is not more than a third of the first one. Okay, that's where we left off. Hagor, Ramo, holding the Ramo. Umishein lo esrog oshar mitzvah veris. Person doesn't have an esrog or another mitzvah that's passing. Ein tzorich levazveis oleo hon rav. K'mosh omra. Omru. Hamevazveis al yivazveis yosef b'chomesh. Afilu mitzvah veris. You should not add. It says when this is regard, even though the Gemara speaks about tzedakah, that when you give tzedakah, you should not give more than 20% of your assets, of your earnings. You shouldn't. The word vivazis means you shouldn't squander more than 20%. V'dafka mitzvasaseg, avalo saser, yitin kol mamono kom shi'avar. Somebody's going to force you to eat. Let's say you're in a community, and there's only non-kosher available. And to buy kosher, it's going to cost you a fortune. And to prevent you from eating non-kosher, you have to give away everything you own. In other words, it's a question of pikuach nefesh. Not to violate a lo saser, you have to give it all away. To fulfill a mitzvah saseh, because then you're passive. You're in violation passively. But to be proactive, to violate, that you have to give away everything not to violate. Okay? So if somebody says to you, either eat the non-kosher, I'm confiscating all your belongings, all your assets. You're not permitted to eat non-kosher. All of them, they can take everything away from you. Doesn't make a difference. The Chofetz Chaim, regarding the laws of Lashon Hara, speaks about this. Person, talking about rechidus. You know, you work for an employer, and the employer says, you know, I heard so-and-so said something about me. I want to hear what he had to say. And of course, it's not something positive, something negative. So, and he doesn't want to say it because saying it is rechidus. You're not permitted to say it. He says, if you don't say it, you're fired. You're not working here anymore. You're going to lose your job. So are you permitted to tell him? Chofetz Chaim cites this halacha, that it says that a person has to give away everything, even what you have, not to be a violation of lo saser. So therefore, under no circumstances, even though you're going to lose your employment, you're not permitted to share that information with him. Because it's a lav, it's multiple lavim. But even for one lav, that's the halacha. You're not permitted to violate lav. Yitin kol mamona kol b'sheyavor. Okay? Let's see the Mishna Berura. That's something else. We'll now learn Hilchos Lashon Hara now. I'm only mentioning it regarding this. We'll see.
Well, I wonder about the case of the lulav, where one buys a lulav, and the next day, and you buy it for an extravagant price because that's the only one available. And the next day, you find a cheaper lulav.
Better.
Not better.
So what's the question?
You're not allowed to downgrade, are you?
You mean you want to sell the first one to get the second one?
Yes.
Well, no.
Even if you made a tremendous sacrifice to buy the first one, and then you find the next day a mitzvah. You know.
Let's see the Mishna Berura. We're holding Hay in the Mishna Berura. He cited his second opinion. The person has 2 esrogim, and one is nicer than the other. So it says you should purchase the other as long as the second is not more than the third of the first. Okay? Each one is a proper esrog. In size, it's more than the minimum. Since the second one has greater beauty, you should add. Which means where you could afford it. We're not one person can't afford it. He already purchased one, and the one is more than the minimum size. Hear this? Everybody agrees you don't have to buy the nice esrog. And because there's no one what nice could be. Correct? You bought an esrog which is not just you getting under the wire. It's the most minimal level. It's more than that. And it meets the grade more than enough. Now you find a nicer one. Do you have an obligation to add money or to exchange it to add the money? He says no. Even the first opinion. Meaning, because the first mechaber was that because you were fulfilling the mitzvah at the most minimal level, therefore the appropriate thing is to upgrade if you could exchange it. Once you purchased it, you don't have to exchange it. It's only if you have initially, before you buy them, A or B, if the second one's at less than a third more and not more than a third, you buy it. The Vilna Gaon cites Yerushalmi explicit, Mash bin Nokat Ladina Kain. That if you lokach kfar esrig v'lulav, v'odin l'chol mitzvos, not specifically limited to the esrig and lulav, v'oya b'em yoser, nichshiv akach motza akach noi menu, tzorech lahachlif v'losev ha'tzlish. That even if you already purchased it, you come upon something more elaborate, up to a third you should add to it. If you have the means. We have the means to add. So the Mechaber says as long as the upgrade is not more than a third, you should do it. Even a person who's not has limited assets, even a person has money to spend, you don't have to spend more. There's no obligation. What does that mean? Up to a third is yours. That's your outlay. Beyond that, that's Hashem's. That you're not paid in your lifetime. For the upgrade, you'll be rewarded, but not in your lifetime. That's afterwards. Today you do the mitzvah, but today we don't receive the reward, meaning in this world. But if you even go beyond the third, that you'll be compensated and rewarded even in your lifetime. That's how Rashi learns the Gemara. Okay. It's better to be Yotze with a better lulav. It's yours. I mean, if he gives to you as a gift, even though it's conditional that you give it back, you're still Yotze. Do you have an obligation? You have no obligation. No obligation whatsoever. Let's talk about something else. Person doesn't even buy it. Person could buy the lulav, and he doesn't even have to have a financial outlay. There's a man, he's willing to lend his esrog out to anybody who wants it. So, somebody wants to give you an esrog as a gift. Initially, it's yours. I hope it's yours. Do you have to buy it? You don't have to buy it. Somebody is giving you a gift. So the same thing. So if your neighbor is willing to give you a matov and you'll have the lulav to be yotze, he dabs the first minyan, you come to the second minyan. Says you're welcome to use it the second minyan. There's no reason. This whole discussion has no relevance. Although a person has no obligation to go beyond the third, but if you do add a third, Hashem will pay him in this world. Omid means a person who's wealthy. Which Hashem gave you assets. That person should even add more than a third. Because it's cited also. When it says al yivashis yoshim mechomesh, if it's stocker, that's talking about a person who's wealthy, he's more than medium income. The person is fabulously wealthy. He's going to give 20% of his assets, of his earnings to stocker. That's the big deal. He has so much left, doesn't make a difference. It's not speaking about that kind of person. You know how they work it out. The lesser set, they make sure if they raise the price, so the more expensive set is within a third. That's the way they work it out. One thing you see from Alan's observation, when he spends money, he knows exactly how much more it cost. Another person, I paid you. I remember how much I paid so much, said so much. But the differential between the lesser and the more, okay, that's why he still wears the suit from his college graduation. Exactly.